Friday, actually, it's not Friday, it's Saturday. I'm doing this a day late, but you do keep your streak as long as you don't do the next one, as long as you do it, you know, relatively shortly within the time frame. So I'm going to do Friday and then move on to Saturday. You can tell that this is a weekend because I am completely makeup free and we're going to do this all natural. So let's get started. This is a Friday, September 5th crossword by Brian Chung, edited by Will Shorts. As always, Fridays, I've mentioned before, are my favorite because they are themeless, and that means they don't have any crazy like clues that relate to one another and you have to try to figure out the theme. They don't have the backwards, upside down stuff like we dealt with yesterday. So let's get right into it. All right. So Fridays, generally I work my way through and kind of just fill things in as I go. I don't usually solve them for speed, anything like that. So we're going to think it through together. One who tries to make a good impression. That probably has something to do with like an impression as far as like making like an engraver maybe. No, that's probably not right, but something along those lines. Go with something, goes with something. It has its X's and O's. Manscapes, perhaps. Maybe shapes. Money wasted on poor decision making. Jocularly. Come back to that one. Destroyed emotionally. Like bien, all right, in Spanish. I think that's todo bien. Todo bien, which would mean shaves is not right. Destroyed emotionally. Torn up. Or sliding screen in a Japanese tea room. Oh, what are those called? Those are called, I don't think shaves is right. Don't know Greg blank. One who may be looking toward careers at museums. Maybe art majors. Elated. I mean, obviously that does some stretching with the question marks, probably lies. Like stretching the truth. That would be the pun. Elated is goal of a squeeze bunt, probably an RBI. This is probably an I. I'm sad. Pro whose work might be shocking. If you deliver some sort of an electric shock, or if you back to that. This is usually oop for alley-oop. Construction of the pupils, I think, is myopia. I thought it was spelled with a Y. Goal of a squeeze. Let's see what this is. Bell blank. Oh, I know this one. What the heck is it? Paragon. Paragon of topping dolloped on fresh Italian tomatoes. Maybe? How about pesto? Kyrgyz city on the ancient Silk Road. Oh my goodness. I think it's like OSK maybe, or spot for a speaker, maybe on a dais. Mrs. watching a bullfight. Mrs. watching a bullfight. That would be senoritas. And then young 31 down would be, young senoritas would be, I mean, niñas, chiquitas. Small semi-aquatic mammal with 22 tentacles on its snout. Small semi-aquatic mammal. Semi-aquatic. Daniel Day Kim. Schedule placeholder TBA. Like canvas grocery bags. Reusable. Excess of inventory would be overstock. So I guess shaves might be right. Condiment at an Asian fusion restaurant. Something sauce. Teriyaki sauce? Teriyaki sauce, maybe? Bold choice, perhaps. Seriously harm. Maim. Come on, just once. Try it. Formal duds. Tux. Groundbreaking invention. Probably ends with a C here. Groundbreaking. I feel like this is an I. Young 31 down. Young senoritas. Okay. Paragon. Text book example. Sometimes I do better on the long ones than on the short ones. TBH. Word with human or second. Human. Could be an N. Groundbreaking invention. Okay, let's go. Bold choice. IPO. What the sans refers to in Comic Sans. I mean, doesn't a sans serif, right? I was trying to make that too hard. Bang into ram, maybe? Musical lead into beat. If only I knew more about beats. Okay, don't accept my apology then. Okay, don't accept my apology then. Bold choice could be a typeface. This could be fine. Not going anywhere. Inert or hey. Provided with. Fed to. Not family friendly in a way. Rated R. This is probably fed to. This is probably inert. Present. Present. Jewish honorific is game with a 32 card deck. How is this? Maybe it's not typeface. Maybe it's cold one. Brew. This is probably fine. Be mad. Fine. Be mad. Cold brew. And this is probably present is bestow. Would it be like rab? Like rabbi? Or I've never heard of this as a card game, but okay. Obama family member, probably Malia. Gently presses, eases on. refreshers that can be served with green wedges. Limeades. Logical inconsistency would be a plot hole. Bird that can build tools and remember human faces. I think it's a crow, right? That's an unsettled Venmo request. Is O's. Slugger Scott. Scott Rowland, former Philly. Noted ring bearer, Frodo. That's a good clue. Musical lead into beat, Afro beat. I've heard of Afro beat. Oh, this would be muchachas. So it's Osh. Teriyaki sauce. Groundbreaking invention. Maybe myopia is not right. Maybe it's like, this might be like stick. Groundbreaking invention. Something mole, maybe? Star. Human nature, second nature. Dynamite stick. So it's meiosis, construction of the pupils, maybe? Meiosis. Star-nosed mole. Okay. Colorful fish with iridescent stripes is a... Oh man, TR ends in TRA. What the heck? I know this one. It's a... Pro whose work might be shocking. EMT. Clear. Paddles out. This ends in an X. Money wasted on poor idiot tax. Not what they call lottery tickets, but here we all are buying Powerballs. Really small amount is an iota. I think it's Bell Star. I don't know why. One who makes... Need for a demo, maybe. Need for a demo. If you're doing a demo, demolition, like TNT, maybe? What was this again? This is nose. Let's try TNT here and see what happens. This would be a tetra, but I don't know what the first elated. Skirt. So skirt could be skirt around something, or it could be, you know, the garment of a skirt. It's probably skirt around something. I would have thought evade, but I don't think that's right, because I think idiot tax is right. One who tries to make a good impression. Printist? No. Dentist? I mean, water brand whose logo shows the Alps would be Evian. Colorful fish. The iridescent stripes. X's and O's would be a love note. Maybe this is a neon tetra. Maybe it is a dentist. Try to make an impression of your teeth. Skirt, dodge. Okay. Está bien. Sliding screen is a shoji. Bounce. Go with escort. Cookbook quantity is a teaspoon. Destroyed emotionally, tore up. And okay, we're not quite there. Maybe it's torn up? No. All right, let's see. Dentist, escort, love note, shaves. Shaves or shaved? Shaves. Idiot tax, tore up. Greg Egan. Art majors. Elated, sent. I mean, you could say like that's sent me, I guess. Unless it's lied, no. Okay. I'm sad. EMT, LU, TBA, star-nosed mole, teriyaki sauce, dynamite stick, IPO, tux. I mean, I don't know if it's Osh, but if everything else fits. Bang into Ram, Afrobeat, Fine Be Mad, Crow, Rated R, Plot Hole. It's gotta be here. Like, maybe it's... So that was a tough cross right there. This one here, Jewish honorific is Reb. Did not know that. And I've never heard of Ecarte. Ecarte? I've never heard of that before. So that's one of those where you figure it has to be a vowel, so I thought rab was probably a good guess because of rabbi. However, the answer is reb. Good one to remember. And e-cart with a 32 card deck. That's something I'm gonna have to look up because I do love a game. All right, so that's a 1350 Friday. That's not too bad. That was a fun one. I liked art majors, careers at museums. I like dentist, tries to make a good impression. It's a tough one. I mean, are they always making good are they, you don't generally have an impression made at a dentist unless, I don't know, unless you're trying to give you a crown or whatever. But it's fine. Idiot tax is a good one. Tore up. Star nose mole, never heard of it. Now I have. Teriyaki sauce, dynamite stick. Tux. See, a one like this, formal duds, I guess duds is kind of an abbreviation, but usually if it's going to be a shortened version of a word, they're going to kind of tell you that. They didn't really tell you that, but on Friday or Saturday they might not. So you just have to be ready for that. Isn't there a song like Mr. Afrobeat? Fine, Be Mad. I like that one. Crow, rated R, not family friendly. Plot hole, limeades, which sounds delicious actually. And I have some in the fridge and I might have to go get some now. Present, bestow, and eases on the gas. Textbook example, I like how that's like slicing the whole grid kind of right down the middle. Ring bearer, Frodo is a good clue. Neon tetra, so we have a neon tetra and a star nose mole, so we have some aquatic creatures in this puzzle. Shoji screen, I don't know why I didn't get está bien. I would say that means more, it's good, everything's fine. Está bien, it's fine. All right. Like if someone was saying like, I don't know, like, do you want to come with us? ¿Quieres venir con nosotros? I'd be like, and I wanted to say, all right, or all right. I wouldn't say está bien. I'd say bien. I don't know. Anyway, maybe they mean it in a different way. So there we go. That is Friday, 1350. I will be back shortly for Saturday, which tends to be the hardest puzzle of the week in New York Times crossword lore. That's not the right word. My brain's a little slow today. Thanks for joining, and I hope you enjoyed this Friday and maybe learned some new things like I did, like the neon tetra and the star-nosed mole and reb and e-cart. Things to Wikipedia and maybe go down some rabbit holes on. All right, see you next time.